So with spooky season rolling towards its final week, we are here with some pretty impressive and rare pieces. And a couple that were, we'll say, controversial here over on YouTube, as well as some other platforms as well. So whether it's cosplay girls, demons, the undead, or the guys who kill the undead, this week, I've got some really cool spooky season treats for you. Hey everyone, it's Tony here with Nerds Never Sleep, and it's time again for another Spooky Season Weekly Roundup. That's right, this is the time of the week where I bring you in and show you all the statues, figures, and collectibles that I highlighted on the channel in the past week, using things like YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, TikToks, and photo galleries across the various social media platforms. Now, this week, of course, being another Halloweeny / spooky season week, we had some absolute bangers for you all. And if you look here at the table, you can probably guess at which ones were the problematic ones and which ones weren't. So we'll get into that as we get into the figures. Now, to start things off this week, I went with something very different. Normally on the channel, I do Miku Monday or My Hero Monday, but this week I went with Marvel Monday. And with Marvel Monday, I went with something that is a little obscure, almost as if it's a one-of-a-kind thing. And because it's actually one of only a few that I know of. This right here is a zombie Deadpool head. And the cool thing about this is it was custom made. And it was also signed by the king of zombies, of the Marvel zombies, Arthur Suydam. Now, this thing, the story behind this actually was a prop that he used to use at his tables going to conventions. Now, if you've ever been to a convention years ago, Arthur was a rock star at conventions. He had 5 tables, giant banners everywhere, all the zombie goodies you could want. And now this, of course, was during the peak of things like The Walking Dead, Marvel Zombies, etc., which have kind of died down since. But this piece right here was something that one of his handlers made, and they used to put them, different skulls and things all over his tables, kind of as decorations. And my story behind this is actually someone had knocked some things over, almost lost the table. And I was there in Philadelphia, and I actually caught the table from falling with a bunch of the stuff and saw this skull rolling, and kind of took my other hand that was holding the table and grabbed the skull and put it back on the table. And, after that, I helped him adjust the table back together and kind of slid the skull back forward towards him. Was like, here, you almost lost this. And, it was really cool. He said, oh, give me 1 minute. He grabbed a pen, signed it, and he was like, here, thanks for the help. And he gave it to me. So, it wasn't like a big, crazy story, but it was really something cool. And it was a keepsake I have from my older Comic-Con going days that is going to kind of stand the test of time, Very, very cool thing. And I get a lot of people ask me about it, where I bought it, who 3D printed it. This was actually from before everyone had 3D printers. This thing was just a store-bought hollow skull. And it was all decorated. They put the fabric mask around it, ripped it all up, and kind of designed it. Put some blood and gore splatter all over it, and it looks really, really cool. Still to this day, it actually looks awesome. And it is one of those things that whenever people come into the statue room or one of the display cases and they see it there, they inquire about it. So it's a very, very cool piece. I do not have any links to where you can buy one. I don't even know if Arthur does sell these, but this is from over a decade ago. So this thing has been in my collection for quite some time. But I thought it was a cool piece to show off and something that, well, not many people have. So if you are looking for one, unfortunately, I cannot give you any info on them other than, well, nowadays you can probably just make your own. And since there was no Twin Tuesday again this week, I went ahead for Waifu Wednesday with one that I absolutely adore from a series that I went very, very hard on with both the anime and the manga. Of course, had a movie coming out for the weekend, and it is Power from Chainsaw Man. Not necessarily spooky season, but she does fit the costume bunny girl variety. This, of course, is her Buy Cute Bunnies figure. This is the standard version of Power. They did actually have an exclusive round one version that was in a baby blue and white kind of color scheme, which I really want to get. This actually matches the round one exclusive Makima that is black and red as well. And this thing is really, really great. As I say with all of the Buy Cute Bunnies, Power came out fantastic. Now, just like with Makima, their bunny suits are a little different than the majority of the bunny girls you get. They don't have the typical Playboy style bunny suit. They've got shorts. They're almost fully covered. They've got the long, long pants. They've even got a vest up top, looking more like a cocktail waitress inspired costume rather than a Playboy bunny, which honestly, I'm not actually against it because, as I always say, I like to have different variety. So if down the line we get another bunny girl, I'm going to get it. But then again, as far as Power goes, I do have her 3 1/4 scale bunny. I still haven't unboxed yet, but I will have that variety. She has a presence to her, and again, having a different pose does make her stand out in another static pose kind of bunny girl lineup where they're just standing with an arm up or standing with a hand on their hip or something like that, or with a head tilt. This one has a lot more personality. The only thing I wish they would have done was, instead of giving her the kind of smirking smile, give her the aggressive mouth open with the sharp teeth out kind of look that she always kind of has, because she is loud and rambunctious. But the sculpt, the paint, everything, the real tights, everything about this thing is absolutely amazing. And I say that with every Buy Cute bunny I pretty much get. Highly recommend her, and especially if you're looking for bunny girls in an affordable scale and an affordable price, the Buy Cute Bunnies line is the one to go. And going from one waifu that was problematic on the channel to a duo of problematic waifu for That Time I Got Reincarnated Thursday. Now, of course, we went back to That Time I Got Reincarnated Slime, making up for the lack of someone on Tuesday with a duo of 2 of my favorite girls from the series, Shizu and Shion, in, of course, their cosplay slouchies. So in this duo of lovely ladies, of course, by Ben Presto, we have Shizu in a Ranga hoodie, and we have Shion in a Veldora kind of slouchy, kind of busting out there. But these things are absolutely incredible, guys. And I will forgive the obnoxious black bases because these figures are awesome. And it's a shame because not only did they get flagged on the other app for pornography and adult content, but they got throttled over here on YouTube as well. And I say this pretty much every week because I always try to sprinkle one in here and there to see if I can slip one past YouTube's false flagging, so to speak. And these 2 ladies unfortunately did not make the cut. Now, I think this is fantastic, and I would have loved to have gotten an entire line of these. I would love to get these in a larger scale. They look that damn good. Personally, I don't have a favorite between the 2 of these, but if you do, let me know in the comments. I think each one is so individualized and so unique to not only the character that's wearing it, but to the character the slouchy is kind of based off of. So going to Shizu here, we've got her in kind of like a playful kind of pose. Again, going more like the trick-or-treat kind of route. And her hoodie, slouchy, whatever you want to call it, has the horned and eared kind of hood to it. It even has the fur going over the sides of her shoulders. It's got the little tail that actually does arch up. And she even has the wolf paw boots, which look freaking awesome. her face, everything about this, the pose is incredible. And this is only like a $22 figure. Both of these are. So they stand out in a Reincarnated Slime set. Absolutely love her. Now going over to Shion, she's got a little bit more going on with her costume. And a little bit of more that needs to be contained apparently in the costume. But of course, it's Shion. She's busting out of her costume because, well, it's Shion. And hers is actually Dragon Veldora. Now, she has the dragon kind of feet boots, and they all have scales. Her slouchy has a scaled texture to it. She's got the bunch of horns coming out of it. It's got wings coming off it. It has a dragon tail. I mean, everything you could think of is there. And it even does the extra mile of having the hood kind of a little pushed back on her head because she has a horn of her own coming up off of it. And just like with Shizu, she's in a playful kind of claw mocking pose, and it just looks super freaking adorable. And you know, I wish more of y'all would have gotten a chance to see these two because they're absolutely incredible. Now, these were part of an anniversary launch that Banpresto did for celebrating the anniversary of the series, obviously. And you know, you can still get them on the cheap, probably around $25. If you find one used, you're going to go maybe 15 if you're lucky. So definitely a duo I recommend. And I needed to do two girls to make up for the lack of none of the twins. And then, of course, we're going into Halloween week. And because Halloween week is going to be a themed week, specifically with Kotobukiya Bishojo ladies, I had to bring out the king himself, Ash Williams, from The Evil Dead and Army of Darkness, and Ash versus the Evil Dead, of course, with this banger of an obscure piece for you all. Of course, this is the Dynamic Forces Army of Darkness Ash statue. And this thing is phenomenal, you guys. It's based off the cover art of J. Scott Campbell, who, if you guys did collect the books back in the day, he did a lot of covers for the Evil Dead Army of Darkness books and such. And man, this thing is so freaking awesome, you guys. The way they added almost like a dirty effect to his shirt and stuff makes it pop, and it even tweaks me out sometimes when I'm trying to dust it, thinking that I'm missing spots and I'm going harder with the brush, and you know, the stuff ain't coming off, and I'm like, that's right, this is just the way this piece looks. He's gritty, he's dirty, and I absolutely love it. So of course he's standing on the Book of the Dead here, and it is freaking awesome. The details are so good, and they did add a little bit of like cartoony kind of cell shaded look to it almost. Not too aggressively, but it definitely has a comic booky cartoony pop to it. The details are all absolutely incredible, from the way his hand looks to the chainsaw to his shotgun kind of chilling on his back here to the damn face with the pronounced chin. I mean, all of this looks phenomenal. Now, you're gonna probably have a harder time getting one of these brand new, but I do see a lot of them used on eBay. I send people links to them and stuff like that. This is a very low run piece. I think there's only 150 of these made. So if you're looking to get one, I'd say if you can get one for under $200, which is what this originally retailed for. This thing retailed at, I think, it was like $140. Very cheap, especially for this size of a polystone piece. And if you can get one of these for under $200 and you are a fan of J. Scott Campbell or Bruce Campbell, Army of Darkness, Evil Dead, whatever it is, I highly, highly, freaking highly recommend grabbing one of these, because again, as time goes on, these are going to become harder and harder to find, much like the Darkness statue that I showed off last week. And that's going to be it for everything that I showed off this week. Now, what I usually do at this point is I give my favorite higher end and my favorite of the lower end stuff. Well, in this case, honestly, I've got three categories because the Deadpool skull is kind of in a category of its own. It's not even something you can categorize. It doesn't have a price. It is a almost one of a kind thing. So he's on his own. Victory to you, my friend. And as far as the higher end stuff, well, I only got one, and it's going to go to Bruce Campbell himself, of course, Ash. And now, as far as the ladies over here that, well, kind of got throttled all over the algorithm, I've got to say my favorite is my girl Shion in her Veldora dress, because it just looks so freaking cool. And I would love to have seen these two done in a scale like the Buy Cute Bunnies. But those are my picks of the week. And I know I got it cheated a little bit because I got 3, but let me know what your favorite things were down in the comments below. And now for the page updates. Well, there ain't much going on. I've been having some issues not only with my streams, but with my videos. I was having a problem with my editing software. So we got a very little amount of stuff last week, as well as this week, because the problems are running into this week as well. So hopefully by next week, I will have a new program lined up that I actually am comfortable working with. And, things will be rolling back into the proper times. But I've been streaming the Borderlands Halloween event. I did all that last week. And, it is very lackluster. They didn't really try. But as I say, free content is free content. Got a cool new grenade, cool new guns, some head skins, whatever. It's free. I'm not going to complain about it. I'm not going to go on the internet and cry about it. I'm going to go, it's free content. Sure. It was fun going and loot chasing. It's Borderlands. It's fun. The loot chase is great. And I love it. Can't say anything bad about it. Now this week, I'm going to be doing more Resident Evil 4 Remake because I need to go back to that. And we are in Halloween week, so it fits. So we're going to see if we can get that beat this week. And then next week, we're going to go back into Borderlands 4 and maybe cycle in something else here and there. We'll see. But if you have any game suggestions, let me know in the comments or in my DMs or whatever. And as far as videos go, well, I did have, again, some delays and some issues. And I'm still going through all the stuff with facial surgeons and things like that to get my damage in my mouth done from work. And, I still am talking a little weird, but it is kind of, all the swelling is almost gone now. But I do have an episode of Prize Figure Face Off that should be going live on Halloween if it does go right. And then either a unboxing or a what's in the box on Saturday. So we do have a couple things going live this weekend. And as far as next weekend, hopefully, again, we are back to the normal schedule. And that's going to be it. Not else really much going on, guys. And I am going to close this one out. So thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed checking out these awesome and kind of rare pieces this week. If you did like the video, do me a solid. Click the like button, the subscribe button, the share button. Spread that nerdiness. Follow on all the socials. The links are down in the description below. And I'll see you all in the next one, guys. Bye, everyone.